This is the Titan, a submersible operated by OceanGate, a privately owned company based in Everett, Washington, that provides crewed submersibles for tourism. On the 18th of June 2023, the Titan imploded during its descent to view the wreck of the Titanic. On board the submersible was British billionaire businessman Hamish Ardenin, Pakistani multi-billionaire Shahzada Dawood and his son Salman Dawood, French diver Paul-Henri Nargeolet, and OceanGate CEO Stockton Rush. For a chance to go see the Titanic, each passenger paid OceanGate $250,000 for a ticket to board Titan, and they also signed liability waivers before stepping inside the 21-foot vessel that outlined their risk in stark terms, including the possibility of death, emotional trauma, or physical injury. For the average person, a normal vacation would be like going on a cruise or chilling on a beach somewhere in the Caribbean, and signing your life away for fun is a big no-no. But for the super rich, going on a cruise or chilling in the Caribbean is pretty normal stuff to do, and financial safety has made their lives pretty mundane, and so splurging hundreds of thousands or even millions of dollars on high-risk adventures brings some amount of excitement to their lives and bragging rights. Throughout history, humans are always trying to push their limits, whether it is climbing the highest mountain, diving to the deepest parts of the ocean, or traveling and navigating the most remote areas and extreme of conditions. And that's how we are as humans. And as technology has evolved, new industries have risen to offer extreme tourism to the rich. For the right price, you can board a rocket and blast off to space and experience weightlessness for a few minutes and see the curvature of the Earth, or even spend a few days aboard the International Space Station, or pay for or build your own submersible to visit the deepest parts of the ocean. One of the newest and most exciting type of tourism that's been on the rise since lately is space tourism, which is human space travel for recreational purposes. The space tourism industry began around the end of the 1990s when Russian company Mir Corp sold a spaceflight to American businessman Dennis Tito to generate revenue for its Mir space station. However, Mir was deorbited before Tito could make his trip, so US company Space Adventures Limited stepped in to assist and divert the mission to the ISS. For this trip, Tito paid a whopping $20 million to fly on the Russian spacecraft Soyuz 32 and spent 8 full days in space and on the ISS, orbiting the Earth 128 times, making Tito the world's first space tourist. Since Tito's trip to the ISS, only 8 people have self-funded their travel to the space station, with the most recent being in 2021 when Japanese billionaire entrepreneur Yusaku Maezawa reportedly paid $80 million for him and his production assistant to visit the ISS. With growing interest in space tourism, private companies have emerged to cater for the super rich who want to go to space. These include 3 of the world's most well-known companies owned by 3 of the world's richest men: Elon Musk SpaceX, Jeff Bezos Blue Origin, and Richard Branson's Virgin Galactic. As of 2021, SpaceX is the only private company to offer orbital tourism, taking a 4-person crew to spend 3 days in orbit around Earth, which was SpaceX's first all-civilian crew. On the flight was Jared Isaacman, a 38-year-old billionaire, who's worth $2.1 billion alongside 3 other crew members. The trip was paid for by Isaacman, who told the Washington Post that he paid less than $200 million for the trip. SpaceX also plans to take Japanese billionaire Yusaku Maezawa and 8 other passengers on the Dear Moon voyage around the moon in late 2023, which would be the first mission for its Starship vehicle, which is capable of carrying 100 people. But Starship is still in its development phase and we are already halfway through 2023, so I highly doubt that the mission will take place this year. It is estimated that the Dear Moon mission will cost in the tens of millions of dollars. Now, if you aren't super duper rich but still a little rich and you can't afford to go into orbit, you can also buy a ticket to go suborbital with Blue Origin and Virgin Galactic. To ride on Virgin Galactic spaceship, passengers pay between $200,000 and $250,000, while Blue Origin charges between $200,000 to $300,000 per person. In 2021, both Bezos and Branson traveled to space on their company's spaceship. So far, Blue Origin has 5 crewed space flights under its belt, with Hamish Harding, the billionaire explorer who perished on the Titan, as one of their passengers who flew to space with Blue Origin in 2022. As for Virgin Galactic, they launched their first commercial flight in June 2023 and has a backlog of about 800 passengers. When SpaceX, Blue Origin and Virgin Galactic launches paying customers to space, it always makes the headlines as it is a spectacle to see rockets launch. But until the Titan submersible went missing, few people were aware that the extreme adventure industry of deep ocean exploration was a thing. It is said that more people have been to space than have visited the deepest depths of our ocean. To date, 622 people have reached Earth orbit and only 24 people have traveled beyond low Earth orbit and either circled, orbited or walked on the moon. As for the deepest parts of the ocean, the Challenger Deep, as of July 2022, only 27 people have descended to Challenger Deep, and Victor Vescovo, an American multi-billionaire private equity investor, holds the record for the most dives to Challenger Deep, which he made in his own submersible DSV limiting factor, which he paid $50 million to build. Even though deep ocean tourism gets little attention from the press, it is becoming increasingly popular as rich thrill-seeking explorers are mesmerized by the hidden wonders beneath the ocean surface, and there are several companies around the world that have been offering mid-range dives of between 1,500 and 3,000 feet with only specialist tour operators such as OceanGate taking paying customers to depths of 10,000 feet and beyond to view the Titanic, which rests 12,500 feet below the North Atlantic Ocean. OceanGate is not the first deep-sea exploration company to take tourists to see the Titanic. Back in the 1990s, Russian Mir submersibles leased by deep ocean expeditions have been visiting the Titanic, with voyages costing $30,000 to $60,000 at the time. With the recent implosion of the Titan sub, you would think that it would have a negative impact on the extreme tourism industry, but according to experts, the industry shows no sign of slowing down, as wealthy enthusiasts with a passion for space and deep-sea exploration are still buying tickets and trips to experience such once-in-a-lifetime thrills.